Guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those who are attending in online, as my concept is clear. క్లోజ్ చేయలేదా అదే కదా ఇక్కడ ఉందా ఏది రైట్ 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 guys, please confirm to me. All of you are getting my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Right, thank you. All right, sir. And check it what we completed in the last session. What topic here we have seen there in the last content. In advanced Java, in a prerequisite part, almost all everything, almost all max part we completed there. Even file input stream and file output stream, these two things are also being completed. And the next one, the basics of collection framework, here we have to understand. The basics of collection framework here we have to understand. All right, sir. In a collection framework, basics we required. Another one is properties file. Another topic is what the properties file. These two topics we have to understand in a collection framework. Then I'll move forward. We'll move on to like what the JDBC. At any cost, tomorrow onwards we are going to start JDBC content. Directly, straightly. Tomorrow we are going to start JDBC content. Okay. Now let's come for our collection framework. First of all, tell me what is collection? Collection. What is this collection actually? All right, sir. Collection is an object. Collection is what there is an object. It is able to represent. It's able to represent a group of other objects. It's able to represent a group of other objects as a single entity. Collection is an object. It is able to represent a group of other objects as a single entity. That's the point here I'm telling you now. Right? Now here, if you want to understand the content here about this collection object, here this is like what the collection object here we are going to take. In general, what people are thinking about these collections now, collection is an object. It is able to represent a group of other objects in the sense what people are thinking there. Here one object, here another object, here another object, here another one, like this here. People are thinking like this, that collection is able to store other collection objects now. But this is wrong. This is not right approach. This is wrong analysis. In this way, objects are not going to be stored. One object is not stored inside another object. Object is a memory block. Again, storing one object in another object in the sense, what is the meaning of it now? It's a meaningless. No, it is not like this. But what is available here? What is collection object? Basically, collection is an object, no doubt for that. Now it is able to represent a group of other objects. But how it is able to represent a group of other objects now? Other objects are available in outside of this collection object, different locations, different objects, different locations, they're available, but their references are maintained inside the collection object. Their reference variables are stored, their reference values are stored, their reference values are stored inside the collection object. All of you are getting it or not? Right, so now this is exactly the content. Now of course here we can say This we can say like what there, a string object, or this one can say like what there, employee object, or this we can say like what there, customer object, or this we can say like what there, an account object, or this here we are able to say like what there, a student, or this we can say like what their product, or maybe this we can say like what their transaction. All different objects, not like in a single object, different objects we are able to keep in a single collection object. Now this approach is right approach. This approach is like what their right approach. This is what we require. This is the meaning of like what their, a collection object. That's it. All of you are getting it or not? All right, sir. Now observe carefully, and again I'm telling there, I'm not having any intention to discuss the total concept of the collection framework here. Up to the required part only. How much are required? Up to that only I'm discussing now as per our requirement. Complete collections we are going to see in core Java only, not here. But required information only I'm telling there. Okay, fine. Listen carefully. In Java applications, to represent collection objects, Java has provided the following predefined classes and interfaces. In Java applications, to represent collection objects, Java has provided the following predefined classes and interfaces. Number of predefined class and interfaces are available, but some of them, how many of them are required, up to that I'm going to provide there now. Try to understand it. First of all, collection. This is like what there, an interface. Collection interface is available. Understand it clearly. Now inside this collection interface now, here we are having three. All right, sir. Here we are having like what the three child interfaces. What are the three child interfaces now? List. Next one is like what their set. Next one is like what their queue. They are the three things now. Next one is along with this collection, another one is available map. In a collection framework, totally two root interfaces are available. One is a collection, another one is map. Map is not the part of collection. Collection is different, map is different. Observe carefully. I'll give what is the purpose of each and everything. Now observe carefully. Collection interface, list, set, and queue things are available now. Again, under this list, so many predefined things are available. What predefined classes and interfaces are available inside this list? If you observe this, observe carefully. First one is array list. Next one is like what there, linked list. All right, sir. Next one is like what there. Say for example, vector. After this vector, like a stack is available. Another one. After this, now here we can provide like what there, linked list. Like this. These are the various things that exist inside the list. Under this list, array list, vector. Vector has a child. The child is what the stack. Again, linked list is available as an implementation class to set. Similarly, what we are having there, another one is like what their set. Inside this again, so many things are available. Has set. For this has set, again another child is available. Linked has set. Then after this, here we are having like what there, sorted set. Then for this set, sorted set, navigable set is available. For this navigable set, a tree set is existed. Understand the tree representation, how I'm providing there. So here I provided some independent operator. That means the spaces I'm providing there. Understand no? Set implementation class is what there, has set. Has set child is what there, linked has set. Set another implementation, another interface, child interface is what there, sorted set. Its child is what there, navigable set. And its implementation class is what there, tree set. So got or not? In that way, here I provided here. Just try to understand the notation here now. Next one is after that queue. Queue interface is available where priority queue is available. Next one is what there, linked priority queue is available. Blocking queue is existed here. Now linked priority queue is available here. Here in this case, no blocking queue is available. Next one is what there, linked blocking queue. Like so many things are available here, not required now. Anyway, now here, if we come for this map now, inside this map, so many child implementations are available here. Observe carefully. First one is like what there, hash map. Hash map. Inside this, then after this hash map here, another one is what there, linked hash map. Then after this hash map, next one is what there, identity hash map. Then after this, after identity hash map, next one is what there, weak hash map. Weak hash map. After this weak hash map, next one is what there, hash table. For this hash table, there is a subclass now, properties. This is important. Not only in the case of Java, in J2EE, in the frameworks also, this properties file is very, very important. Especially if you go for Spring Boot microservices. In every Spring Boot project, we are going to provide properties file for the sake of configuration. Now, alternative files are also available in Spring Boot. AML files are available instead of these properties files now. But anyway, we are going to understand the content there. But properties file topic is very, very important everywhere. In everywhere, apart from this core Java, in everywhere, the properties file content is very, very, very important. Next one is after this, sorted map. Next one is navigable map. Then after this navigable map, now here tree map. Tree map. Right, sir. Like this here we are having just some of the required information only I provided, but try to understand it clearly. How this content is available, can now try to understand. First of all, collection is a road. Collection and map, these two things are main roads. Under the collection, list, set, queue. Under this list, what we are having, array list, vector, stack, linked list. Under set, what we are having there, asset, linked asset, sorted set, navigable set, and tree set. Under queue, priority queue, linked priority queue, blocking queue, linked blocking queue. Linked blocking queue, that's okay. Map, hash map, linked hash map, identity hash map, weak hash map, hash table properties, sorted map, navigable map, and tree map. Like this, all the content is available. Of course, this entire thing is a syllabus in core Java. For collections, all the things we have to understand in core Java there. But in the case of advanced Java, we don't require all these concepts here. Finally, I required only one topic here, that is what their properties and these basics now. Observe carefully, and all the basics here we are able to understand. That's okay, fine. Right, sir. All of you understand it clearly. Here the description about each and everything is also be not required. Description about each and everything is also be not required. Then directly here we can understand. Maximum in our case we are going to use what there, list and array list. I'm going to use. Max, I'm going to use what there, list and array list. One simple example I want to provide for this list and array list. Later on we are going to talk about what their properties file here. Right, sir. All of you observe carefully how I'm going to provide this list and array list now. All right, first of all, simple example for this list and array list now. Array list is an implementation class. List is what there, an interface. List is what there, an interface. Array list is what there, an implementation class. Right, sir. All of you observe carefully. First of all, here we have to prepare like what the list. Now this list is available in which package now? Java dot. Come on. In which package it is available here? No, util package. All the collections are provided in the form of what package there? Util package. List. Observe carefully. List is a collection or not? It's able to allow. It's able to allow a list of objects or not? Collection of objects or not? But which objects we want to allow inside the list? The type here we have to specify. Which type of elements we want to allow? Say for example, I want to allow string. Then we have to provide along with the list. Provide what there? Angular braces. There we have to provide what there? String. There we have to understand list is equal to new. Is it possible to create object for this list object like this? Is it possible to create an object for this list? No. List is an interface basically. Is it possible to create an object for interfaces? No, not possible. So reference variable we can declare for interface, but object we have to create for what there? Object must be created for what? For the implementation classes or not? Right, sir. Now here we are providing implementation class. Here also we can provide like what the string actually, but in Java 9 version onwards or Java 7 version onwards, there is an option for us. What is that option there? Specify the data type at left side expression, not required to specify the type at what side there? Right side. Now this is acting as, this is representing like a diamond shape or not? It seems like it is a diamond or not? That's why this is called as diamond operator. This name is what there? Diamond operator. I think in Java 7 version onwards and collections we are able to have this diamond operators. Don't worry for it. Okay, now this is a way of creating what there? List object. Clear? All of you are getting clarity now? Then after this, now tell me, once we created list now, inside this list we are able to add only which data? What data type here we specified there? Only string is a type here we specified or not? Only string type data we are able to provide to the list object. So now here I need to provide list of list dot add of, say for example I want to provide a. Tell me guys, all of you now tell me, list dot add of 1 2 3, is it possible? Is it possible, Kirno? No, it is not possible. There we are able to get a compilation error, incompatible types. Right, now, see this one, incompatible types here, we are able to get some error here. CD like advanced Java 7:30 PM, right sir, Java C space tested.java, right sir. Now here incompatible types into cannot be convertible to what there? String here now. Some messages have been specified here, recompile with X dialog. We are supposed to get full output. Okay, not required. That's sufficient for us. We are getting our required information. So we should not provide this. Next one is like what there. Here I want to provide like what there, BBB list dot add of something else like what there, CCC. Then after this list dot add of like what there. Now here we are able to provide DDD like this. Here we are providing the data. All of you observe carefully. Now understand this now. System dot out dot println of directly if we provide list now, internally toString method will be executed. It will display the content of the list object instead of displaying reference value of the object. Directly internal content of the list object will be displayed. What output here we are able to get now? Whatever the values we provided inside the list, all the values are going to be displayed. Whatever the data here we provided there, the same data is going to be displayed on our command prompt. Now try to understand this clearly. Let me compile and execute this. Java C space tester.java, compiled successfully, Java space tester. Here we are getting output like what there, AAA, BBB, CCC and DDD. This output here we are getting. That's okay, fine. Now this is the point here we are getting. That's okay. But I have a requirement. What's my requirement now? Listen carefully. I want to read this data by using normal for loop and by using for each loop. 1 minute. Right, sir. Now understand this clearly. We are able to read elements from the list either by using for loop or by using what there, for each loop. But what is the preferable one here? For each loop. For each loop. Whenever we are trying to read data from arrays as well as from what there, from the collections, no, always it is suggestible to use what there, for each loop. But both the information here I want to show. Now try to understand it clearly. First of all, let us check with what there, for loop here I want to take now. Now try to understand it clearly. Int index is equal to 0. Next one is what there, index less than size of the list. To get size of the list here, what we have to do now? List dot size method. In the case of arrays, list. In the case of arrays, no, array reference dot length variable. But in the case of this one, what is just no, not a length variable. Now it is what their size method. Size method is able to get what their size of the list. Then after that, index plus plus. Then after this, now here system dot out dot println of. Here we have to provide like what there, list dot get of index. What method here we have used it to get the data? Get of index. Now this is at 0th index. This is the first index, second index, third index. 0th index values what there? A. First index values what there? B. And third index, second index, third index values what there? C. D. Like this, we are able to get all values. Now let me take system dot out dot println method. Now let me take this. Okay, fine. Now let me compile and execute this. There we are able to get output like this. Now Java C space test.java compiled successfully. Java space test. Here all values here we are getting or not? All values here we are getting or not? That's okay, fine now. Next one is after this, I have another requirement. What about my requirement here? I want to read the same data by using for each loop. I want to read the same data by using what there? For each loop. Observe carefully. So here I'm going to take like what there? For now tell me what elements are available inside the list now? String elements are available. So here we have to take string variable colon. What is the reference value? Reference variable for this list now? List. Here we have to provide like what there? List. Now inside this directly here we can display element value. Directly we can display what value here now? Element value here we can display. Right or not? Time to time. Right. JVM will perform 4 times iterations over the list. At each and every iteration it will get the value. That value will be assigned to element variable. Element variable is going to be displayed. That's it. Now look here. I want to compile and execute this now. Java C space test.java. Java space test. Now here we are getting output like what there? Like this. Now there the outputs here. This is normal for loop. This is like what there? For each loop now. Yes, sir. Clear or not? Simple program. Very simple program here. We are able to use how we are able to provide the data. Of course, some other methods are also available here. For adding data, add method. For getting data, get method. For removing data, remove method is available. Yes, sir. Got done. Remove method is available. Apart from this remove method, what next one is existed here? We can understand now. Like for contains method, search method. So different methods are existed here now. Okay. All these methods when we require, there we are going to understand them, but not required immediately. Yes, sir. Clear or not? Okay. Now leave this punch here. So now example code here I want to provide. Okay. All right. I want to take one more example. There I want to show the exact utilization of the like collections. Perfect utilization of the collections here I want to show there. Now try to understand it clearly. All of you are okay? Right. Now observe carefully. Put more concentration. It's not much simple, but we have to put more concentration here now. Listen carefully. For example, I want to take a class course. Course is a class here I've taken. Okay. Course is a class. Normal variables one I want to provide now. All right. So now into course ID, string course name, into course cost. Okay. Now I want to create object for this course variable, course class now. To create object for this course now, here we have to take course class constructor, parameterizable constructor here I have to take into course ID, comma, string course name, comma, into course cost. Now okay, inside the constructor what we have to do? Data is available to the parameter variables, but the data have to be assigned to the class level variables or not. But here class level variable and parameter variables both are same or not. Then what we have to provide there? This dot course ID is equal to course ID. This dot course name is equal to course name. This dot course cost is equal to course cost. Right, that we provided. That's okay. This is like what I'm telling there, course object. Then observe carefully. I'm going to overwrite. Right, even not required here. This is a toString method I want to override, not required. Now this is a point here I've given there. Then apart from this, even if you provide overriding of this course now, what we are able to get directly here, we are able to get the data in the form of like the content here we are able to get. Now let me check it. I want to override this one, public string toString method. This method will be executed automatically when we pass course reference as parameter to the sys.out.println. When we pass this course reference variable as parameter to sys.out.println method, internally toString method will be executed. Right? All of you observe carefully here what I am going to provide now. Now here return, I want to provide string data. Inside this string data, I want to provide one left square brace. Okay, now inside this left square brace, then what we want to provide there? All right, now here course ID plus a comma plus course name plus a comma plus a course cost, then plus a right square brace I want to provide, then after that slash n. Next output in the next line I want to get, not in the same line. Right, sir? Next output I want to get in what line there? Next line. No. Understand it clearly. So that's a toString method I provide. Now this is my course. Observe carefully. Now here I want to take like what there class student. Class student. String student ID. String student name. String student address. It's okay. Then the same student has joined with the multiple courses. Yes, sir. Single student may join with what there multiple courses. Now here inside the student I have to represent multiple courses or not? Inside the student I have to represent multiple courses or not? Wherever we want to represent multiple courses, wherever we want to represent multiple courses, there we have to take array. Array is representing multiple values or not? But arrays are having some limitations. Arrays are having some limitations. It is in a constant in its size, fixed in its size. We are unable to increase the values, we are unable to reduce the values. The problem is going on here. Moreover, arrays are able to allow only one type of data, not allowing different types of data. No predefined library support for arrays now, but in the case of collections, predefined support is available. So to overcome these problems, we have to go with what are their collections. What collection here I want to take no list only. What collection here I want to take no list only. Okay, this list is going to allow what objects no? See, inside the student, multiple courses can have to represent. Multiple courses in the sense list of courses or not. My list is going to store what data, what objects no? Course objects or not. List is going to store course objects or not string data. String data is a previous example here. My list is going to represent multiple courses or not. That's why here we have to take generic type. There we have to type what their course. What is this represented now? Tell me. Courses list. What is its representation now? Tell me. Its representation is now here list is a collection. It is able to store all course objects. This list is exclusively provided for what objects? No, course objects. Now this is declared inside the student or not? So every student should have a list of courses or not? Every student should have a list of courses or not? Now tell me, we are defining one association between student and course. What association here we defined there? One to many association we provided or not? One student, multiple courses, one to many association is available or not? Right, so now this is what exactly the story about this collection here, what I implemented here. That's okay, fine. Next one is, we need to create student object no? We need to create what there? Student object. How we are going to create student object no? Just by taking constructor. So okay, now let me take this one in a student. Now here we have to provide student ID. Next one is what there? Student name. And then after that, what next one here no? Student address, comma. Tell me what next one here? Every student must have some courses or not? That courses values here we have to provide or not? So further purpose, then what we have to do there? Again here we have to take list. Now inside this, then what we have to take no course. Here we have to take like what there? Courses list. Courses list that we have taken. Courses list. Now here also we provided courses list. When we provided this courses list now, then here what we are able to provide there now? Tell me. Inside this we have to write what there? This dot student ID is equal to student ID. This dot student name is equal to student name. And then after this dot student address is equal to student address. Then after this, now here also be course list and here also be course list is available or not? So we have to call like what there? This dot this dot course list is equal to course list semicolon that we provided here. That's okay. Now it is completed. Listen carefully. Whenever this total data is provided here, I want to display the student details. Where I want to provide what their student details. Now public void get the student details. Here I want to get. Inside the student details now, I want to display student details and his required courses details. Whatever the courses are associated with the student now, all these details also here I want to provide. That's it. Now let me check this one. System.out.println of student details. System.out.println of here I want to provide like what their one line space. Then after that, system.out.println of student ID plus SID is already existed here. Next one is system.out.println of student name plus S name here we are able to provide. Next one is system.out.println of student address plus here we provided like what their SID. Up to this is okay. What we provided now normal student data. Now I want to display this courses data in a tabular representation. I want to provide this courses details in what there in a tabular representation. Then how we are going to provide the data in the form of this tabular representation now. Observe carefully. System.out.println of course ID slash t, course name slash t, course cost. What's the purpose of this slash t? Tab space. One a tab space. Okay, that's it. Now this representation I'm going to use frequently in our advanced Java classes. This we are going to use frequently in our advanced Java classes. Now try to recognize this. Okay, now here. Now observe carefully. Now tell me my courses details here we have to provide. Courses data I want to provide. If you want to provide courses data here, but all the courses data is available in the form of what object now tell me? In the form of list that all the courses data is available or not. So course object by course object I have to get, and from the course object some variables are available, course ID, course name and course cost. All these variables data here we have to provide or not. Do one thing for the sake of, instead of getting in general it is suggestible to declare all variables as what they're private as a convention actually. But once they are private variables, no, through the constructor we can set the data. But I have to get data or not? To get the data, here we have to provide like what there. Even this one also not required here. To provide this data, I have to provide getter methods. What methods can we require? No, getter methods. Setter methods are not required. Through constructor, I'm going to set the data. But I want to use what there? Getter method. No. Now public int get course, not int. I think so. Now it would be like int. No, okay, fine. Int like what there? Better to take like what the string. Course ID. Right now here. Public string get course ID. Now inside this return course ID semicolon. Public string get a course name. Getter method here we have to prepare. Now get return course name. Public, then after this here what we have to provide there? Int get a course cost. Return course cost. Right, sir. Now getter methods are ready. By using these getter methods only, I'm able to get the data. Now observe carefully. Then after this, inside the student, I don't require any of these methods. No, why? Because directly we are trying to display the data only here itself. Now observe carefully. My data is existed where they are actually in the form of list. From the list, I have to get course object by course object. From this course object, I have to display what their variable by variable data. How I'm going to provide this data? Observe carefully. If you want to read data from the list object, what I have to use? Come on, what I have to use? For loop or for each loop? For each loop here we have to use. Now what is the syntax? Now tell me. For now inside this what we have to provide there? Course and course colon. What we have to provide there? Courses list. Am I right or not? All right, sir. Now course object by course object we are getting inside this for each now. From this course object we have to display the data or not? Right, so now to display this data here, what we have to do there? System.out.print course dot get course ID plus a slash t. What is the difference between print and println method? Println method will display the data and provide the cursor in the next line. But in the case of print method, display the data and provide the cursor in what location there? In the same location. Now here I'm going to provide this system.out.println of here print of what we are able to provide there course dot get a course name plus a slash t. Okay, right, sir. Next one is after that system.out.print of then a course dot get a course cost plus a slash n. First two times slash t, but last one is what there? Slash n. Why? Because in a tabular representation, course ID C111, course name some AAA, course cost some 5,000. After displaying course cost, now I have to bring my cursor to the next line or not? After displaying course cost, after displaying one row of data, I have to bring my cursor to what line here? Next line or not? So further purpose here we provided what there? Slash n. All right, sir. Now this one, this is sufficient. There we are able to get the total courses data. How much data here we are going to display there? The total data here we provided. That's okay, fine. Overall, course class is provided, variables, constructor, getter methods. Student variables. Inside the student class, we declare a collection. That is what there multiple courses. Next one is student constructor I've taken for creating object and get student details. First we display the normal student details now. After that courses details also we here we are displaying now. Next one is in main class and main method. What we have to do now? In main class and main method, first if we want to create a student object, first we have to create a student courses list. Multiple course objects we required or not? Now let us prepare this multiple course objects. Now course 1 is equal to new course of, here we have to provide course ID C1 comma course name. Say for example I want to provide C programming language comma. Next one is what there? Some course cost some 1,000, 10,000. Here we provided. Course, for example, course 2 is equal to new course of C2 comma CPP comma 20,000. This data here we provided. Now course another course here we are able to provide course 3 is equal to new course of, here we can provide C3 comma Java comma 30,000. Here we provided. That's okay, fine. Right, so 3 courses here I provided now. All 3 courses I want to add to the courses list. Now here I need to create courses list or not? To create this courses list, what we have to do there? List of list. Here we have to provide what there? Course. Courses list is equal to, here we have to provide like what there? New array list. New array list. There here we have to provide the data. What data here we have to provide it there? Courses list dot add of course 1. Course 1 is added to the courses list. Next one is what there? Courses list dot add of course 2. Course 2 is provided here. Next one is what there? Courses list dot add of, like what we have to provide there now? Course 3. Now tell me. Finally, list object here we provided, then courses list we provided, all the data we added now. Now courses list, all the courses are available in the form of a list object. Now tell me, a group of other objects are represented in the form of a single entity or not? A group of objects are represented in the form of a single entity or not? That's the meaning of collection. That's exactly the meaning of what there? Collection. Okay, now it is available. Now I need to create student object. Student is equal to new student of S-111 student ID. Student name, say for example, Durga. And what next one can know? Student address, say for example, Hyderabad. After that, student has what their courses list. Courses list is provided or not in student object. Now here we have to get the student data. Student dot get the student details method. Get the student details method. Automatically here we are able to get all the student details now. Student dot get the student details method. That's it. Clear? Alright, sir. Now if I run this example, we are able to get the student data. Alright, sir. Along with the student data, courses list also here we are able to get in a tabular representation. Of course, in the tabular representation, the slash t's slash n's are not adjustable. Again, we are going to redesign the content here now. Right? Now let us check this clearly. Java C space tester.java. This dot courses list something else. 34th line, 34th line. Java C space tester.java. Java space tester. See this? Data we are getting in our required format or not? Right, sir. In the same format here we are getting our data. What exactly the content here we are expecting now? The same data here we are able to get it clearly. Okay. See this and student details, no student ID, student name and student data. This is student data. Then courses details here we are getting in a table representation or not? Course ID, course name and course cost. All the data here we are getting now. See, in JDBC, always I'm going to display the data, a table data in this format only. By using slash t, by using slash and representations only, I'm able to display always this data clearly now. Is that clear? What is it? Associations. Exactly. That's what I'm telling there. One to many association. No? One to many association. I'm telling there. What is that? No, I'm asking to you. One to many association I've implemented. Which relationship it is? Sure. That's the answer. Has a relationship only. So student has a courses. See, easy is what their inheritance. Have I provided any inheritance here? No, no inheritance. Just what I implemented here. No, has a relationship only. As a relationship is nothing but what their associations. Associations are implemented in the form of what there has a relationship. See, is a relationship is representing inheritance. Has a relationship is representing what their associations. Okay, in associations, four types of associations here we are having: one to many, many to one, many to many. Now this is what one student, multiple courses. One student, multiple courses. Example I have taken there. So it is nothing but what there. Forget about that in general example. But in this program, one student, multiple courses are implemented or not. So one to many association are implemented. That's it. Yes, right. Perfect. Your thought is right. All right, sir. Okay, now this program is okay. Even output also because I want to provide there. Now understand it. So whatever the code here we have used now, the similar code we are going to use in JDBC Max. Max cases that similar code I'm going to use in JDBC, but except that the way to interact with the databases, the way to get the data. Apart from this, remaining part of the code is similar code only. I'm going to use Max. If you understand it, nothing is going to be difficult. Easily we can understand it now. Okay, right, sir. Anyway, don't worry. Then try to practice one time. Get this content here. Next one is what there after that. Even if you are not understanding this point here, no need to worry for it. Immediately, I'm not going to provide this much of code. And immediately in JDBC, I'm not going to provide this much of code. After completion of some JDBC programs, I'll prepare one big application. There, I'm going to use this type of code here. By the time we are able to understand even in core Java also some concepts here, right? No need to worry for it. Right, sir. Next one is after that properties files in Java. Properties files in Java. Right, sir. Observe carefully. Understand it. What exactly the properties files in Java? See, then previous program people are asking about the flow of execution. Nothing, sir. Very simple. Everything will start with what their main method. In main method, what I created? Multiple course objects now by using constructor. Am I right or not? All right, sir. Then after that, all these courses objects I added to what their list object. Then I passed that list object to what their student. Automatically, the list of courses are available inside the student or not. Then when we call the student dot get student details now, flow of execution will come to get student details now, where we are displaying all the student data. After that, courses list is available. From the courses list by using for each loop, we are getting course object by course object. Then we are displaying that courses data. That's it. So apart from that, we are not having any specific flow of execution. But here, whenever we are creating object for courses now, how constructors are called, then how constructors are executed, that is minimum thing in core Java. That we should not think about how flow of execution is going on inside the core Java. Understand? No? That is required minimum. Okay. Just we are creating object just by using constructor. That's enough. Automatically data will go to the local parameters. These are the parameters. The data will be assigned to like what their class level variables. Okay, fine. This is only the flow of execution. Now come for our point here now. Properties files in Java. Properties files in Java. What exactly the purpose of the properties files now? Especially in JDBC, I am going to use these properties files. First of all, understand my point now. Of course, this example may be useful in our future, in the future content here. Try to understand it now. For example, if I want to connect with the database from a Java application, there I required 4 parameters. 4 parameters are required to interact with the database from Java application. What are these 4 parameters? No, first one is driver class name. What is it? Driver class name. Second one is driver URL. Driver URL. Second one is what there? Driver URL. Third one is database username. Third one is what there? Database username. Fourth one is database password. Fourth one is what there? Database password. Is that clear? If you want to interact with the database, 4 parameters we required. What 4 JDBC parameters? No, driver class name, driver URL, database username, database password. Got it or not? Okay, fine. Assume the situation. Forget about this properties first and everything now. I prepare a Java program. In Java program, I want to connect with Oracle database from a Java program. From our Java program, if I want to connect with Oracle database now, I must use these 4 parameters inside my Java program or not? Inside my Java program, I have to use these 4 parameters or not? Okay, my project I completed. I deployed my project into the server. My project is in production mode. That's okay, going on, good. Client can use my product, customers are using my product. It's okay, going on. In the maintenance part, after 1 year of time, I want to change the database. After 1 year of time, I want to change the database. That Oracle database is not more flexible with my project now, but up to now we are running, it's okay. Say for example, some database you are using Oracle database, but some other features are required in my project there. In the support, I want to change my database, for example. How I'm going to change my database now? If you want to change the database now, these 4 parameters we have to change. From database to database, this driver is different and the username and password are also be different. So from database to database, these 4 parameters are different. So if you want to change our database from Oracle to MySQL, now at present I'm using Oracle, but I want to use what there MySQL. If you want to use MySQL database there, then these 4 parameters here we have to change or not? How we are going to change it now? Tell me. Once again, we have to open our Java code. There existed driver class name we have to delete and a new driver class name we have to provide. Existed driver URL we have to delete, new driver URL we have to provide. Existed like what there database username and database password we have to remove. There we have to use that Java code. That means we are performing modifications in our Java code or not? When we perform modification in our Java code, then what we have to do? Come on, when we perform modifications in our Java code, then what we have to do? We have to recompile the code. We have to repack that code in the form of a WAR file or maybe jar file. And again, we have to deploy that application into the server or not. So these many activities here we have to do every time. Sir, all of you are getting it or not? So this is what exactly the process here we have to do. But for every change, performing recompilation, repacking, redeployment, in the sense, it's a somewhat, what I'm telling there, somewhat different approach. It's a burdenful approach now. It's not good thing. It's not good thing. It's a burdenful approach here now. Understand my point? So we want to avoid this kind of process for the sake of changing these parameters. We want to avoid this kind of recompilation, redeployment, repacking, all these things I want to avoid. To avoid all these things, then what Java has given a solution. No? Which data we want to change frequently, don't provide the data inside the Java program. Why? Because every time we are performing modification, every time we are stopping the server and getting the project and modifying inside the project, recompilation, repacking, redeployment takes a lot of time. Nobody will do that every time. No. You might be aware about this point here. If you're using, might be, for example, if you're using any software maintenance is going on maybe per year 1 or 2 times now. 1 minute, wait. I think so. Where is our webinar actually? 1 minute. I'll show this. One minute. Yeah, now see this one here. Upcoming schedule maintenance. To provide you with the best service, we will conduct maintenance on the following days. June 3rd and June 4th. Of course, these are at morning schedules only. You'll not get any problem at evening time. Don't expect holidays on these 2 days now. Class are going on, damn sure. Why? Because evening slots, no problem for us. Okay, fine. But morning class are going to be affected. Then they're given the timing with UTC. But in our Indian timing, standard timing, it may be right from 8 or 8:30 onwards up to 12 or 1 o'clock. Might be that maintenance is going on, I think so, as per the schedule. It's okay. Anyway, order it maybe, leave it now. They're giving this information. Then by the time what they're able to do, already they had some patches over their software. And exactly on that timings, they want to shut down the server. Go to webinar server. They want to apply these patches, and they want to recompilations and redeployments and repacking, everything they want to do. Then again, they want to, after providing that patches, they want to redeploy that application on the server. Again, they want to give some enhancements over the project. Is that got it or not? So yearly, every year, once or 2 times, this kind of process is going to be happen on every product. That is in general. But my point is what? For example, every day we want to change the data in our project. But every day changing data in our product in the sense, every day recompilation of the program, every day maintenance schedule, giving maintenance schedule every day, and every day recompile the program every day. See, doing all these things is unnecessary. It will increase burden to our project. It is not in a stable mode. The project is not in a stability, right? A stable mode. Things are going to be happen wrongly in this particular scenario. So to overcome this problem, what is the solution here we are getting there? That solution is what there? Which data we want to change frequently in our Java program. Don't provide that data directly inside the Java program. Don't use the data as is. Don't hard code the data inside the Java program. Then what we have to do without hard coding data? Without hard coding the data there, what we have to do there? Simply provide one properties file, use one properties file. There provide the data which you want to change the data frequently in the form of key value pairs. Provide the data which you want to change frequently in the form of key value pairs. insert the properties file. Then get the data from properties file to Java program. Use the data in our Java program there. But now onwards, whenever we want to change the data, don't open our Java code. Then better to open what there? Better to open the properties file. Inside the properties file, we can go for modification. Now observe carefully. Now we are not doing any modification on Java code. We are performing modification on what there? Properties file. Automatically the data from properties file will come to what there? Will come to the Java program. Java program will use the data. Now tell me, if it is the case now, is there any requirement to recompile our program number of times? No. For every modification, is it necessary to recompile our Java code? Not required. So we are able to reduce that option or not? All right. Now this is what exactly the utilization of what there? Properties files. No. This is a requirement of the properties files. Sir, all of you are getting it or not? Not only that. For example, listen carefully. All right, now here I want to give in the form of points here. Now observe carefully. Properties files. Just I want to give some information here. Now try to understand it. The main purpose of the properties files in Java applications is number one, to provide all the JDBC parameters like a driver class name, comma, driver URL, comma, database username, and database password, which we want to change frequently. This is point number one. So to provide all the JDBC parameters like driver class name, driver URL, database username, database password, which you want to change frequently. That is point number one. Next one, listen carefully. I'm preparing a project. Inside this project, some data validations I'm going to implement. Data validation. Say for example, I have some registration form. In the registration form, what data is available there? What data I have to enter in the registration form? No, username. The next one is what the user age, for example, user email, user mobile number, user date of birth. This many fields here I have to provide the data. Okay, I given some data. All right, sir. Username is okay. Some name I have given. No validations over the name. Whatever the data we entered, that is final. User age value I given. User age value. What exactly the user age here we have to provide now? Maybe some 30 or 40 or 20 or maybe 22 or 18, something else here we are able to provide. But I have a condition, I have a restriction over the data on user age. What is that restriction there? You must provide the data from user age value from 18 to 30 only. Say for example, it is a defense recruitment drive. Defense is a military recruitment drive, where age is an important factor. 18 years to 25 years only, that age limit, age range. Within that age only, that candidates must apply for the jobs. Am I right or not? So where there is a constraint over the data on user age. Okay, in my application, 18 years to 30 years are allowed, for example. If I provide user age value less than 18 years, or if I provide user age value more than 30 years, above 30 years, no. Definitely, my program has to display some message or not. What message it has to display there? What message it has to display there? That user age must be in the range from 18 to 25, 18 to 30. That's it. Should not provide user age above this. Sir, all of you get my point or not? So here one message we are displaying or not? All right, sir. That message is called as what there? Validation message. That message is called as what there? Validation message. Okay, leave this one. After completion of this validation message. Next one, apart from this. User age is okay. User email ID. User email ID must be ended with durgasoft.com only, for example. Example I'm telling them. There is a constraint. Only Durgasoft students have to be allowed for the drive, some drive. So for example, in our campus, we provided some drive there. There I want to allow only Durgasoft students, for example, where I'm taking user email ID. Then for that user email ID, we have a domain actually. In the domain, we created mail ID for each and every student. That the domain name is what there @durgasoft.com. Every user email ID must be ended with what there @durgasoft.com. For example, if you provide @gmail.com, immediately it has to give a message or not. What's that message there? Invalid email ID, invalid email address. Please provide valid email address. So got or not? That is one thing. Say for example, mobile number. Mobile number here I want to provide. What about this mobile number here? No, only the mobile number I want to allow for only Indian students, not from outsiders. No. For example, I'm telling you. So that mobile number must be started with what there 91, 91 or 0 or something. At what some prefix where numbers are available. That is another constraint here. On the basis of that, I want to provide. In the case if student has not followed the rule, then we need to display message or not. Right, invalid mobile number. Please provide valid mobile number. Next one is what their date of birth. Date of birth value must be in the past value. Past date value we have to provide. Am I right or not? Date of birth value we should not provide a future value. Am I right or not? Say for example, in general, people are going to provide date of birth is what there. Say for example, 12 they want to provide what's that value there? 19. For example, 1996. For example, unfortunately, in place of this 1996, no, if they are given 2096, no, what will happen there? Is it allowed? Is the data is valid data? No, immediately it has to display the date of birth value must be past value. That too, the date of birth must be the date of birth year must be before 1996, before 2000. Like this, we are going to provide some conditions now. So in all these cases, some messages have to be displayed or not. That messages have to be displayed or not. All right. To provide these messages, here we have to use what their properties file. In the properties file, we are going to maintain what there all the messages here. Observe carefully. The point is what there, right? So to provide all validation messages, to provide all validation messages, which are used, which are required in data validations, we need what their properties files now. Everybody understand this clearly. Next, one more point here. See, all of you observe carefully. All of you are observing these languages, no? So this is Hindi label. What is this, no? Bengali, right? Don't ask me what is this, no? Right? It's okay. Marathi, right? This is Kannada, I think, right? No? Gujarati. This one is good. This one I'm asking. Tamil, okay, right. Kannada is exactly right. Now this is sir. Okay, good. All languages are covered, no problem. See, now here English by default it is available in what there English. Am I right or not? See, for example, if I click on Hindi, your message is changed. But these labels are okay, no problem. If I click on English, what we are having there, Google offered in Google search, feeling lucky, right? Something else. If I click on this, some language you are getting, here also some language you are getting. Something else, no. Perfect. All right, sir. If I click on this, see, language to language, the labels we are getting or not? Sir, labels we are getting or not? On the base of the local selection, the labels, that messages are going to be changed or not? To provide these messages in internationalization, we are going to use what their properties file now. To provide these messages in internationalization concept, we are going to use what their properties file. See, on the base of the language selection, automatically that messages has to be changed or not? But where we have to manage that message, if you want to change that message, no, first we have to store them in our program or not? But where we have to keep these messages, no? All right, that messages we are going to provide in what there in directly inside like what there properties file now, right? To manage all the local respective messages in internationalization. To manage all the local respective messages in internationalization. All right, sir. For that purpose here, we are going to use what their properties file now. This is one point here. Okay, right, sir. Another example, if you want to take now, apart from this, all the content here, to manage again here. Say for example, ATM software is available, ATM application is available. Everybody understand it now. In my account, I know that 10,000 amount is existed in my account. 10,000 data is available. Okay, but I want to check whether this ATM is working fine or not. So I'm trying to withdraw 20,000. In my account, I know that only 10,000. But here I'm trying to withdraw how much amount here? No, 20,000. Then immediately, what ATM machine will give the information? No, it will give left and right or not? Huh? Don't do overaction with ATM machines. No, I know your intention there. Otherwise, I will call police there. Police people will come to you if it is a case. No, please provide valid amount there. Then like this, it is able to give some message or not? Huh? What happened there actually? When I entered 20,000 over 10,000 amount there, this is an unexpected event from the user. That unexpected event is occurred inside the ATM software. That is an exceptional situation in ATM software where exception is raised and exception is handled. After that, exception message is displayed to me. What is that message there? No, insufficient funds in our account. Sir, all of you get my point or not? When I entered 20,000, it is rising insufficient funds exception. Try and catch block handled that. Then inside the finally block, it is displaying that exception message. What is that message here? Insufficient funds. Inside the catch block, displaying exception message like what there? Insufficient funds in our account. Please provide valid withdrawal amount. Like this, it is able to provide that message or not? Okay. Like this, how many exceptional situations are available? In an enterprise application, how many exceptional situations will come? Many more exceptional situations will come or not? But for each and every exceptional situation, some exception message is required or not? For each and every exceptional situation, some exception message is required or not? Where we are going to manage all these exception messages in our program, there we have to use what there? Properties files now. Understand my point? Data validations are different, exception messages are different here now. Right, so to manage all the exception messages which are required in exception handling, to manage all the exception messages which are required in exception handling, to manage all the local respective messages which are required in internationalization, which are required in exception handling, there we are going to use like what there, all these messages now. Are you getting it or not? Like this, conversion messages are available. Say for example, I prepared one application there now. In that application, I'm trying to convert the data, some currency I want to convert. What I want to convert there from Indian rupees to USD, dollars here I want to convert. Some conversion problem is coming there. While converting the data, some problem is coming there. Immediately I have to display that conversion message now. So conversion messages are available. That's also another concept here. To manage all this kind of conversion data, all these conversion messages which are required in data conversions, there we require what their properties file, whatever it may be. Wherever we want to manage some data, some messages in our application, there we are going to use what their properties files. Now this is what exactly the meaning of like what their properties files here we are able to use. Sir, all of you get my point or not? This is a requirement of using what their properties files now. Okay, fine. After understanding this, how to use properties files in our applications now? How we are going to use properties files here? Then further purpose, we need to go for the content steps to use properties files in Java applications. How to use properties files in Java applications, that we are going to understand clearly. Observe carefully. So this properties files and its related content I will discuss with you on tomorrow. Then tomorrow we'll discuss about it. If time is possible, immediately I'm going to discuss about like what there directly JDBC. That's it. All of you understand it clearly. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. We'll meet on tomorrow. Four o'clock next Tuesday, Monday.